the ice. KCOA is your home for orthopedic care in Kansas City. We have the experts and access to get you the care you need today. With over 60 providers and 7 locations across the metro, we've got the Mavs and your family covered. KCOA is proud to be the official sports medicine provider of the Mavs. Let us be your family's partner in orthopedic care.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Culver's, proud sponsor and the official frozen custard of the Kansas City Mavericks. Whether it's a famous Butterburger, their signature cheese curds, or a scoop of fresh frozen custard, you will always leave happy. Stop by any of their 15 locations in the KC Metro or visit culvers.com. Culver's, welcome to delicious. The Mavericks to an offensive zone draw following that nice shift in the attacking zone, but Tulsa able to secure possession. It'll be given ahead outside of the reach of Lautenbach. This will be an icing called against Tulsa. And this Janicki, Judding, and Randall line out there for an important offensive zone faceoff here. Randall used to be teammates with Ryan Lautenbach. The two of them played together during the 2019-20 season while they were in the USHL with the Omaha Lancers. Not too far from here. Randall's worn a lot of orange over his career. Played with the Lancers and then the Bridgeport Islanders in the AHL, and now the Kansas City Mavericks. Lautenbach dumps it below the goal line. Will be given up high to the point, right side. DDD pass finds McKee. Long shot that goes just wide, as it'll be scooped up by Elliott and banked back to the point. McKee to Elliott. Into the high slot. Long shot by Biakabatuka. Stick save by Turnus. That's a guy the Oilers would love to get going, Sean. Jeremy Biakabatuka, such a lethal threat from the blue line. He's been Tulsa's highest scoring defenseman 2 seasons in a row now. On an NHL contract with the Anaheim Ducks. Very mobile, skilled offensive defenseman who the Mavericks have done a nice job shutting down this season for the most part.
Playing with Mike McKee on his left side as well. And those two guys, a lot of size, a lot of physicality. Let's go with Biakabatuka's speed and skill. It makes for pretty solid top pair.
It does. And this next pair that Rob Murray sends out, Roman Canal and J.C. Broussard. Canal left point. His shot blocked by Jurasek. Bergen to a low height, rather. He will flutter it out to center. McLaughlin will dust this one off in his own zone. His pass off the stick of Sullivan. Recovered by the Oilers. Bergen's got it now. 3:25 to go in the first. Bergen lobs this one out to neutral ice. Cotton drops it. Sullivan chips it off the boards. Far corner, it's Canal. Flung rink wide. Goulbourne lost his footing. Bergen trying to make him pay for it, but he is forced down to the ice by Roman Canal. Scrum ensues near corner of the Tulsa zone. Sullivan tries to dig it free. He's pinned up to the wall by Lucas Jurasek. Pops out to the slot. Tyler Poulsen will skate it out of harm's way for the Oilers. He'll attempt to pass it to himself. He's held up nicely by Jake McLaughlin. This will be Cotton dropping it back to McLaughlin, who will just guide it on out to center. Biakabatuka finds Poulsen. He just drills it back in. 2:40 to go in the first. Mavericks would love to level the score before heading to the first intermission. Shots exactly even, 6-6. Carew. Souter. Dropped it for Carew, but he's met by Dylan Fitz, who took it away. Fitz can't clear it past Wilson. And this puck will just slide back out to neutral ice. Farrell recovers. Gets it right back from Casey Carew. To the Mavericks' credit, Sean, they are doing a much better job tonight than we saw from them last night and getting the puck, working it back to their defensemen for different angles. And as a result, we've seen a lot smoother zone entries here so far in this first period. But the Oilers will march this one out of their own end. Wilson hacks at it. Nelson blocks it. Carew skates back and just will shovel it off the boards. This one goes out of play. Deflecting off the board, so no delay of game penalty. 1:44 to go in the first period. 1-0 Tulsa. This faceoff will come back into the Maverick zone.
Mavericks are going to just have to keep it simple for themselves in this game. So many times this season we've talked about the depth and how they constantly step up, and that depth is being tested and depleted right now. When you're playing a game, you're one forward short and you're one defenseman short. This is tough sledding what these guys are being asked to do right now. Obviously, you're very happy for everyone who's earned themselves a call-up, and you certainly hope that guys can return from injury better than ever. But for the guys that are out there playing on the ice right now, with what they've gone through with their schedule, with being down a man both in your forward group and your defensive group, this one's going to be a battle.
That's right, and like we were saying earlier, Sean, with setting aside the depletion of the roster, all these games the Mavericks have played over the last week just makes it even tougher. A lot of wear and tear on the body over the last 8 days. 6 games in the last 8 days for the Mavericks. Mikhailian from the red line slides it ahead, and Janicki, or rather Brand on the back check, able to nullify that. Mikhailian stripped of it by Gavin. He does not connect with Brand, however. Legrone swats it off a stick and into one of the benches, so we get another whistle for the puck going out of play. 1:10 to go in the first. Shots still even at 6 apiece, but the Oilers the lone side to capitalize. Tyler Poulsen still the lone goal scorer to this point. Poulsen in his 4th season with the Oilers. Played his junior hockey not too far from here with the Topeka Roadrunners in the North American Hockey League. It was back in 2012 to 2014. As Jack Randall is brought down, or rather Jackson Judding, he begins to press the attack, forcing a quick exit there by J.C. Broussard. Redirected into the Mavericks zone. Inside of the final minute, long shot by Canal, deflects on goal, stopped by Turnus. Judding carries behind his own net. Puck hops off the stick of McLaughlin. Big bad turnover, ripped just over top of the net. Close call. Elliott back to the point. Canal to Broussard. One-timer blocked. Follow-up shot also blocked. Crawford gains inside positioning and will send it up to Janicki, who's bumped down from behind. Judding will get it up to McLaughlin. 30 seconds to go in the period. Jake McLaughlin going wide on Roman Canal. Canal strips him of the puck. Wraps it around to the point. Long shot. Deflected but stopped by Sashanik. Good redirect by Jack Randall. And now it's played by Janicki. He steps into the slot. His shot is off target. 10 seconds. Randall and Judding battling for the puck along the half wall on the far side of the Tulsa zone. Given up to the point. McLaughlin tees it up and fires. Doesn't get through. And that's going to do it. The first period in the books. Tulsa with a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes of play. Shots even at 7 apiece. The Mavericks with a nice little surge at the end, but not able to get one past Tomas Sashanik, who is perfect in goal for Tulsa. And the Mavericks will head into the second period trailing by a goal. When trailing after the first period this season, the Mavericks 4-4-2. The Oilers, when leading after the first, 6-4-0. Going to hear shortly from Tad O'Had. Sean Carrier will be standing by with the Mavericks head coach and general manager shortly. And there's a look at your game summary up till this point. Again, shots even, pretty low volume on both sides, just 7 apiece, and only one side getting a power play opportunity. It was an excellent opportunity for the Mavericks. Unfortunately, they just could not convert, but they keep cycling the puck the way that they did on that man advantage. They will absolutely get one soon. We're going to send it down to Sean Carrier now, who's standing by with Tad O'Had.
All right, Coach. Jackson Judding played the overtime hero last night, hit his 20th goal of his rookie season. What's the young man shown you so far?
He plays with a ton of pace. He's got a great shot. I think he's got 8 game-winning goals this season. I think he's the top rookie in this entire league.
Down 1-0 here to Tulsa. What do you guys need to get on the scoreboard here in the second?
Better shot volume. I thought we were trying to be a little too cute. We were possessing, but we just weren't having quality shots when you get our shots off quicker. Other than that, just continue to take time and space away from them defensively.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Best of luck in the second.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. That was Sean Carrier with Tad O'Had. We're going to take a pause on the Mavericks Broadcast Network, folks. Your game summary and out-of-town scoreboard update is next. Keep it right here.
All right. Breathe out for me. Big breath in. Just relax. Big breath in for me. 1, 2, 3.
Is your technology out of alignment? Let GFI Digital give it the adjustment it needs, realigning your business with smarter, more efficient solutions. Whether it's the latest in copiers and printers, managed IT, or advanced technology services, GFI Digital has you covered from head to toe. Because at GFI Digital, we make technology simple.
It's coyote season now at Teague Tractor in Belton. If you need a machine that lifts, loads, pulls, and digs wherever you need it, there's a Coyote right for you. See the full pack of Coyote tractors and skid steers at Teague Tractor. Durable, versatile, yet comfortable and convenient. Teague will put you in the Coyote with all the demands and features you require. Teague is a complete Coyote dealer with parts and full service. Pick your tough Coyote today at family-owned Teague Tractor, right off I-49 Belton.
Get ready for a wild adventure at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. Experience the thrill of the animal kingdom like never before. Dive into Sobella Ocean Aquarium and discover the wonders of the deep blue sea. From fun rides to tasty treats, there's excitement around every corner. Create unforgettable memories with your favorite animals and favorite people. Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, where every visit is a new adventure. Plan your visit today.
Big breath in. Just relax. Big breath in for me. 1, 2, 3.
Is your technology out of alignment? Let GFI Digital give it the adjustment it needs, realigning your business with smarter, more efficient solutions. Whether it's the latest in copiers and printers, managed IT, or advanced technology services, GFI Digital has you covered from head to toe. Because at GFI Digital, we make technology simple.
All right, welcome back, Mavs Country, and thanks for joining us tonight on the Mavericks Broadcast Network. Alex Von Koidel and Sean Carrier with you. Hope you're having a great Friday night. The Mavericks trailing the Tulsa Oilers by a 1-0 score as we take a look now at our game summary. Tyler Poulsen able to strike relatively quickly in this game. And Poulsen, a savvy veteran, able to make the Mavericks pay with after some little bit of a discombobulation in their own zone. Just 50 seconds into the game, Poulsen rips it past Logan Turnus, just beating Turnus cleanly. And like you said, Sean, it took Tulsa, well, they never scored last night. It took them more than 60 minutes of play, but tonight it takes them less than 1 minute. Sometimes that's just the way it goes.
It's incredibly awkward to flip it around from, like you mentioned, it took an hour, or like took over an hour to find a goal in general in yesterday's game, and we find one in less than a minute here in this game. But I think Tato had kind of hit the nail on the head. It's just the Mavericks are, you'd like to see a little bit better shot volume in the second period from the group, and I don't know how these guys are standing up right now with the travel that they have done over their past 6 games. It's one thing to be stagnant in some different place or in somewhere else while you're on the road, but the Mavericks last week had to go away, home, away, and then this week have to go home, away, home, and you're playing all 6 of those games in the span of 8 days. It's just the wear and tear on these guys' body is insane. The call-ups to Charlie Wright and Zach Ewens, the call-up to Landon McCallum, you're still mixing in some injuries as well. This team is, like you alluded to earlier, probably the thinnest that they've ever been this season in this game right now against the Tulsa Oilers, and that's just something that they got to compete against. That's not an excuse. This is not the team to make excuses for themselves, but it's just something, a challenge that they're going to have to battle against for the remaining 40 of this game. You want to see them make simple hockey plays, and you know, maybe it's going to take a really awkward bounce to find that first goal for the Mavericks in this game. But either way, you don't know if you don't get the puck towards the front of the net. So I think the Mavericks in this second period are just going to start concentrating on generating more offense, playing with a bit more urgency. and really start taking this game to the Oilers as they look to not let this 0 on the scoreboard for too much longer in this game.
No, that's exactly right. And Sean, the Mavericks this season are the best second period and third period team in the entire league if you go by goal differential. The Mavericks in period 2 this season have been spectacular. Plus 22 goal differential in period 2. 52 goals for, just 30 against. The Mavericks in the first period, on the other hand, just sort of a middle of the pack team. It's very odd, but I think it can be attributed in large part to the coaching, the ability to make adjustments in between periods, and just the team's conditioning. These guys are in such great shape, and like you said earlier, it's a wonder that they can even stand up at this point with the amount of hockey that they've played over the last 8 days. This is their 6th game in 8 days, and they're still fighting as hard as they can to extend this win streak here. The Mavericks, if they win tonight, will extend their winning streak to 5 straight. We'll see if they can turn things around here in period 2. In the meantime, let's take a look around the ECHL for an out-of-town scoreboard update. As we typically do, we'll start out east, north of the border. The Trois-Rivières Lions hosting the Adirondack Thunder tonight. 4-2 Thunder, the score through 40 minutes of play. And in the south, the Florida Everblades are taking on the Savannah Ghost Pirates up in Georgia. Savannah leading 2-1 over the Everblades through 40 minutes of play as well. Bloomington leading the Kalamazoo Wings by a 2-1 score at the Wings Event Center in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The second period having just come to an end in that tilt. Reading trying to bounce back after Greensboro really just took it to them last night. The Gargoyles beat them 6-1 in Greensboro. And Reading trying to exact their revenge. They lead 3-1 through 40. The Wheeling Nailers and the Indy Fuel deadlocked in a 1-1 stalemate through 2/3 of that tilt in Wheeling, West Virginia at the West Banco Arena. A 3-3 tie on hand as well in Duluth, Georgia between the Jacksonville Icemen and the Atlanta Gladiators. The Icemen will be the Mavericks' next opponent. They will travel down to Jacksonville next week to take on the Icemen and then the Orlando Solar Bears. Speaking of the Solar Bears, they're in Maine tonight in Portland, taking on the Mariners. The Mariners with a narrow 4-3 edge late in period 2. The Cincinnati Cyclones leading 3-1 over the Toledo Walleye with 2.5 or so to go in the second period out at the Huntington Center. Staying in the Central, the Fort Wayne Comets and Iowa Heartlanders in a low-scoring affair, 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne about midway through regulation. Now to the Mountain Division. No score between the Thunder and the Rush. Second period action just about to get underway at the Intrust Bank Arena in Wichita. And finally, the Allen Americans with a 3-1 advantage over the Norfolk Admirals through 20 minutes of play in Allen, Texas tonight. That wraps up the games that are in progress at the moment. There will be 2 more games that have not yet begun. One of them will be in Boise. The Idaho Steelheads are going to host the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. 7:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time puck drop, so in about 20 minutes or so, that game will be getting underway. And then finally, the latest game tonight, the Tahoe Night Monsters. They're going to be hosting the Utah Grizzlies, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time puck drop, so that game will not be getting underway for another hour or so. That wraps up your out-of-town scoreboard update. We're going to take a pause on the Mavericks Broadcast Network, folks. Highlights coming up right after this.
All right. Breathe out for me. Big breath in. Just relax. Big breath in for me. 1, 2, 3.
Is your technology out of alignment? Let GFI Digital give it the adjustment it needs, realigning your business with smarter, more efficient solutions. Whether it's the latest in copiers and printers, managed IT, or advanced technology services, GFI Digital has you covered from head to toe. Because at GFI Digital, we make technology simple.
It's Coyote season now at Teague Tractor in Belton. If you need a machine that lifts, loads, pulls, and digs, wherever you need it, there's a Coyote right for you. See the full pack of Coyote tractors and skid steers at Teague Tractor. Durable, versatile, yet comfortable and convenient. Teague will put you in the Coyote with all the demands and features you require. Teague is a complete Coyote dealer with parts and full service. Pick your tough Coyote today at family-owned Teague Tractor, right off I-49 Belton.
Get ready for a wild adventure at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. Experience the thrill of the animal kingdom like never before. Dive into Sobella Ocean Aquarium and discover the wonders of the deep blue sea. From fun rides to tasty treats, there's excitement around every corner. Create unforgettable memories with your favorite animals and favorite people. Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, where every visit is a new adventure. Plan your visit today.
Welcome back, Mavs country. Let's check out those first period highlights. The Mavericks getting an early opportunity, but Tulsa's first goal coming just 50 seconds into the contest. Tyler Poulsen ripping it from above the left circle. Just 50 seconds in, giving the Oilers a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I caught the Mavericks a little off guard, and I think the Poulsen didn't get everything on the shot that he really wanted to, but that actually kind of stunned Logan Turnus.
That's right, and this was a pretty good save by Turnus on Poulsen, who denied him his second goal of the period. Turnus, outside of that one goal he allowed against Poulsen, was flawless. Tomas Sashanik was flawless at the other end, stopping all 7 shots he faced, including that deflection and second opportunity that I think Randall might have just forced a little bit high and wide there.
Yeah, the Mavericks are getting their chances right now. It's been a pretty equal game despite the 1-0 on the scoreboard.
And what a brilliant pass that was, Sean, from Luke Lowhite to set up Justin Janicki. Unfortunately, the one-timer just off the mark. And Casey Carew with a long shot that was deflected by Janicki, and there's another second chance that just escaped the reach of Justin Janicki just in the nick of time. They are getting their chances, however, and Tulsa at the other end. Elliott's long shot deflected through the screen set by Lindmark. Turnus doing a nice job standing tall.
He's been really good so far in this game. Obviously, the one goal from Poulsen early, and since then has robbed some nice chances. He's been good with his rebounds. The Mavericks defenders also doing a nice job helping him out. It's a pretty equal hockey game so far, despite the score sheet, and hopefully the Mavericks can battle past that here in the second and start to lay on the offense pretty thick.
That's right, and as you're seeing on your graphic, Mavs country, the Mavericks looking to extend their home winning streak to what could be 13 straight. They have won a dozen home games in a row. They've already passed what they managed to accomplish last season, which last season led the entire league. So not too shabby. The Mavericks have been virtually unbeatable on home ice, especially lately. At home this season, the Mavericks 18-6-0, but they've won 12 straight and will be looking to make it 13 here tonight. Take a look now at our standings, Mountain Division standings. The Mavericks with a 7-point edge over the Idaho Steelheads. And there's a pretty substantial drop-off after that. The Tahoe Night Monsters and Allen Americans pretty close in that battle for third place, and then another decent-sized drop-off after the fourth and final playoff spot. Wichita, Rapid City, Utah, and Tulsa rounding up the bottom of the division. And Sean, with the way that the Mavericks have been playing, maybe you would think they should have more than a 7-point advantage over the rest of the division, but when you put it in context, Idaho has the second most points in the entire league. So given that factor, you can't really ask for much more than that than to have a 7-point advantage.
Idaho's got to be fuming right now. They are also 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 6 in a row, and they can't make up any ground at all on this Mavericks team. I mean, that's typically what's going to happen when a team goes 18-1 over 19 games. Mavericks have just been on a tear since about mid-December, and they haven't looked back.
That's right, and if Idaho were in any other division, they'd be in first place. We're going to take one last break, Mavs country. Keep it right here. Second period action is next.
We're proud to be community partners with an awesome organization, Given the Basics. That's why throughout the month of January, we're taking part in the Ultimate Goal Challenge.
The mission of the challenge is to donate one of the 20 essential products to people and families in need.
And with your donation, you will help adults and children feel dignity and confidence every day.
However you choose to donate, just know you're making a real impact.
Thank you for supporting Given the Basics and the Mavericks.
Go Mavs!
Fun, high-end, the upper echelon. That is our guiding principle. The extraordinary. At every level, at every turn, and in every interaction. Why? Simple. to offer the absolute finest luxury car experience in Kansas City. That is what it means to be an aristocrat. Aristocrat Motors, where we treat every driver like royalty.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Welcome back, Mavs country. We are just about ready to go here for period 2. The Mavericks trailing the Oilers by a 1-0 score. And there's a look at Marcus Crawford, who is just having a season for the ages, leading the entire league in plus-minus assists and scoring among all defensemen. He was just recently named the ECHL Player of the Month. A 21-point month of January for Marcus Crawford. And a +16 rating to boot. Over the last 2 months, Sean, Marcus Crawford has been a +30. Back-to-back months as the ECHL Plus performer. He was +14 in December, +16 in January. It'll be this Casey Carew, Jackson Berezowski, Lucas Sauter line to start things out for Tato Hat and the Mavericks in period 2. Berezowski and Sauter looked really good on a couple of plays back in that first period. We'll see if they can connect to help the Mavericks get on the score sheet here tonight. Second period action now underway as the clearing attempt is cut off by Lindmark, and Mike McKee from the left point will slide it down to the corner. Pass up high intended for Elliott, broken up, good stick by Sauter. Will be recovered by McKee in his own zone. He will send it off the stick of Lautenbach and into the Mavericks zone. Turnus fires it around the boards. Biaka Batuka cuts it off. Biaka Batuka lost the puck, and here come the Mavericks the other way. Carew joined by Sauter. Carew gives it across. Wilson across to Sauter. His shot denied by Sashanik. What a save with the left pad.
Oh man, this was a perfect passing play going into the attacking zone. Hudson Wilson got on his horse on the far side and got all the way down ice and helped set up this play. It was a really good initial pass from Carew. And then Wilson does just enough to collect it and get the Sauter on the back door, and it goes off of the near side post. Sauter just didn't really have the time to collect this or open up for a better one-time opportunity as Sauter goes tumbling into the net and the puck doesn't.
Everything but the puck ended up in the net on that play. It was unbelievable how that stayed out.
Yeah, really nice play there. And really unfortunate bounce for Lucas Sauter on the back door for that to go off the near side post and then lands right on Suchanik's back. Does the puck. Makes it so they can't make any last-ditch effort to try to get that in.
Yeah. Good offensive instincts shown there, Sean, by Hudson Wilson joining in on the attack. You mentioned the nice pass from Casey Carew. Wilson didn't really have the angle, so he just sort of whacked it across the crease right to Sauter. And unfortunately, the Mavericks just not getting the bounce, so they remain down by a goal here. Tulsa rims it in. Wilson goes over to play it, puts it behind the net. Jurasek centers, they score. It was Tyrell Goulbourne parked right in front, who's fed the pass from in behind the net. And the Oilers have extended their lead to 2.
And it's a nice play here by the Oilers to recognize where their player was. Mavericks are got a lot of eyes down below the goal line, and they just slip this puck up into the slot area, and Logan Turnus doesn't really stand a chance here from Goulbourne's shot.
Goulbourne with his 5th goal of the season. Third-round draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers in 2013. He's given the Oilers some insurance here. Tulsa has just iced the puck. 18.5 to play in the second. The Oilers with a 2-0 lead. And if you notice, Sean Goulbourne immediately pointed down to Tomas Sashanek after scoring that goal. It was sometimes when you get a borderline miraculous bounce/save like that, it can be a huge momentum shifter, and I think that's what we just witnessed. There's essentially a 2-goal swing. What should have been a goal at one end didn't materialize, and it's just seconds later, Tulsa capitalizing on the favorable shift in momentum. And right now, Michael Davies being told to exit, go back onto the Tulsa bench. Mike McKee having some words for the referee. Face-off will be to Sashanek's left, his glove side. Won by the Oilers, but McLaughlin with a good keep at the point. He sends it in behind Randall. Janicki pivots. Janicki throws it to Randall. His shot just a little bit high. McKee plays this one up to Andrei Bakanov. Puck deflects out of play, going into looked like the Mavericks bench.
Alex, you and I talk about bounces all the time. Off this shot from Jack Randall, it's caroming up along the wall. It's inevitably going to get to either Jake McLaughlin or Drake Bergen at the point there, and what happens? It bounces off one of the stanchions connecting the plexiglass and bounces right to a defender's stick. So of all the things that the Mavericks have been trying to do over the past 2 games to sustain pressure in the offensive zone, sometimes you just can't battle against a crazy bounce like that.
Right. The Mavericks right now just battling so many things that are beyond their control. It seems they're down several players. They've played 6 games. This is their 6th game in 8 days, and they're also not getting the bounces. As this is going to be a slashing penalty called against Justin Janicki, who knocked the stick out of the hands of Roman Canal. He's going to have a seat. Tulsa will get their first power play of this game.
This PK going to be put to the test. You really do not want to risk falling down 3-0 here.
Number 28 on Kansas City, minor point for slashing.
It wouldn't be a death sentence. We've seen the Mavericks come back from that tally before, but you don't want to have to rely on a multi-goal comeback effort any more than you already have to now.
Right. Tulsa's power play, middle of the pack this season in the ECHL, around 18.6%, 17th best in the league, going up against the league's top penalty kill in the Mavericks. 88.5% success rate. Low height chips the puck off the boards. Will be pursued and won by Sullivan. He drives. Sullivan well covered on the back check there by Lindmark, and low height pressuring Lautenbach, forcing him to move the puck. Dylan Fitz gains the KC line. Defended well by McLaughlin. He sends it around to the far half wall. And Goulbourne, or rather Brassard, gets it down to Lindmark. He will bank it off the boards to Biakabatuka. His pass broken up by Sullivan. Sullivan into the Tulsa zone. He drives, he shoots, he just missed. Nice power move to the goal by Sullivan, but he couldn't quite tuck it into that far side post. Biakabatuka swings it to Lautenbach, to the goal line, tapped in front, broken up there by Farrell. He goes after it, near corner. Bounces back up the wall, held in the zone by Biakabatuka. Curl and drag shot by Brassard, missing short side. Biakabatuka to Brassard, above the left circle, rips it towards the net, blocked by the stick of Farrell. And this puck comes to Lindmark, far half boards. Biakabatuka up high. His shot is blocked by Cotton. The Mavericks bench giving Cotton some stick taps after that block. Biakabatuka assumes command in his own zone. 16:20 to go in the second. 25 seconds remain on this Tulsa power play. The Mavericks have done an excellent job here, shorthanded. Fans wanting a penalty called on that play with Carew. Nothing called. Loose puck rolls on goal. Turnus just hangs on to that.
A really strong PK here for the Mavericks in this second period. They've been blocking shots. They've been getting into passing lanes. They've been generating chances on the other side. Nolan Sullivan kicked off this PK, and he had 2 pass breakups in the defensive zone that sprung offensive opportunities going the other direction. Fantastic stuff from him on this PK, and of course, Tulsa is able to recollect it and get a nice shot attempt. And David Cotton's there to block that shot as well. These forwards really selling out, making things happen defensively.
Yeah, they are. And Sean, sometimes that's exactly what a team needs. The Mavericks have struggled to score against this Tulsa squad over the last couple of games here, but sometimes killing a penalty very successfully, as they are about to do, can generate a lot of momentum. So that's done it for the PK. Excellent work by the Mavericks penalty killers. Sullivan, Low Height, and Cotton in particular all did a fantastic job. They probably generated more opportunities while shorthanded than the Oilers had on the power play. This puck is swung to Jutting in the slot. He fires, just missed. That was a heavy shot from Jutting. It'll be collected by Janicki. Crawford's pass off the skates of McLaughlin. He couldn't settle it down to keep it in the zone. And we'll reverse it now to Janicki. Janicki absorbs a bump from Poulsen. He doesn't go anywhere. Now it's Jutting. And we'll just smack it into the Tulsa zone from the red line. Big hit thrown along the far half boards, and another penalty is going to be called against Janicki. Back-to-back penalties against Janicki. And several players from the Oilers now getting into his face. He delivered a bone-crushing hit along the far half boards on Tyler Poulsen.
Yeah, both the arms on both referees shot up initially after the hit. Janicki just gets too much of the numbers. He has a lot of speed going into that contact. I think they're telling him to.
28 Kansas City, major to game misconduct, checking from behind.
And they're going to kick Justin Janicki out of this game. Gave him a game misconduct for checking from behind. And we've talked about how shorthanded the Mavericks are right now, dealing with the injuries and the call-ups that they have dealt with, and they get a little bit thinner. As, I mean, it was, Janicki got a lot of the numbers, but Poulsen just goes in awkwardly into the wall.
He was in a vulnerable position there, Sean. There's no doubt. I think that it absolutely was a penalty, but the game misconduct, a very harsh decision by this officiating crew. Janicki's night is done.
I think, yeah, it does seem a little bit harsh, given that I think Janicki did he didn't pull up the last second, but if he had gone in and just absolutely flattened him, put all of his body weight into that check, I could definitely see the game misconduct, but it definitely felt like Janicki just he let up and used his momentum to carry him into the contact. And either way, Justin Janicki is going to hit the shower a little bit early tonight, and the Mavericks are now going to be down to rotating 10 forwards in this one.
And so what started this game as the team's thinnest look all season long, this roster gets a little bit thinner. That bench just continuing to have more and more space on it. And the Mavericks will go to work on a very long 5-minute major penalty kill. Yakabatuka. Lautenbach. Yakabatuka to J.C. Broussard. Taking his time. Got it down to Dylan Fitz. He will punch it to the opposite side. Lautenbach, Yakabatuka, now Broussard into the slot. A shot from Lindmark, just missing wide, blocker side. Lindmark gives it back down low. Dylan Fitz, Broussard, Yakabatuka. Lautenbach, right circle, goes to the goal line. Fitz returns it. Right half wall, fight up high, long shot deflected. Rebound stopped by Turnus. And the referee waves it off, but the puck's still loose. Yakabatuka couldn't hold it at the line. The Mavericks clear it out. Couple of chances there for the Oilers here, and they still have 4+ minutes to work with on the power play. It's flung towards the net, stick saved by Turnus. That puck deflects out of play.
Mavericks have their work cut out for them, like you mentioned, Ali. Still 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining on this penalty kill. They're not going to get out of this, regardless if Tulsa finds the back of the net until about the halfway mark of this second period. But the Mavericks can really have a really nice catalyst if they can kill this off successfully. And Will Gavin's going to serve the rest of this major penalty for Justin Janicki. And a lot of those penalty killers, they're going to be getting a lot of reps in here over the next 4 minutes.
He'll certainly get some bumps and bruises, there's no doubt about that, as Crawford flings it down off the glass. It'll be scooped up by Doogie Legrone. Legrone, diagonal pass to his right. Poulsen drops it back to Elliott. Poulsen re-enters the KC zone, slips around McLaughlin, loses the puck, draws a penalty. And now the Mavericks will be forced to kill off a full 2-minute 5-on-3.
Jake McLaughlin's going to go here. Some of the Mavericks' best, one of the Mavericks' best penalty killers. Not sure exactly what happened. I saw the holding call. As you see Poulsen giving the chicken remarks to some of the Mavericks out on the ice, but with as short-handed as they are, A, in general coming into this game, B.
Kansas City penalty 27, holding the stick.
B, with the penalties and the disqualification of Justin Janicki, they just can't have anyone spend 5 more minutes in the box right now.
Exactly, it's just, it would not be smart.
Just from a numbers standpoint, you can't afford it.
You could see it could spark some momentum, of course, Sean, but is that cost worth the reward?
Absolutely not. Not right now, because worst case scenario too, one of your defensemen goes down, and that if it's a defenseman or a forward, you're already just so short-handed. The Mavericks, like you mentioned, they're going to be going a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 here, and they're still going to have a minute 40 after this to clear off from the Justin Janicki's major penalty. And as it stands right now, they only have 4 defensemen on their bench with Jake McLaughlin in the box.
So the league's best penalty kill will really have its work cut out for it here. Bergen skates out to center, rather Crawford. He will just wheel back into his own zone and fling it off the boards, try to kill as much time as he possibly could. Nice work by Sullivan, wins the puck and clears it down. Those are the exact plays the Mavericks need to be making over the next 2 minutes. Lohheit hops on in Sullivan's stead. Sullivan's been described by Tad O'Had as one of the top defensive forwards in the entire league, and he's proven that tonight. This puck slides in behind the KC net. Wrapped around by Turnus. Three Oilers against 1 Maverick in the near corner. Biakabatuka had it escape him. He's going to have to retreat back to center. The Mavericks have already killed off about 50 seconds of this 5-on-3. 12:55 to go in the second period. Roman Canal across the blue line, sets up Fitz on his right. Fitz is upended cleanly by Luke Lohheit. Mavericks can't clear this. Canal wheels to the left half boards. Will roll it in behind the net. It'll be dusted off by Bakanov. Given up to the point. Biakabatuka down to Bakanov. Near corner, KC zone. Plays some catch with Poulsen. Put it in front. Point blank opportunity denied by Logan Turnus. Nice saves.
And Alex, a minute and 19 seconds into this 5-on-3. That was their first shot attempt for the Oilers. That's just not enough. When you get a full 2-minute 5-on-3 advantage, you want to be peppering the goaltender with chances. You want to be moving that puck around. And 2 or 3 times the Mavericks were able to clear it and kill off some of that time. And then Logan Turnus with a really nice save here in the middle. But Tulsa just not doing what they need to do on the 5-on-3 right now.
Nowhere near enough chances generated by the Oilers. The one that they did get was a very high quality chance, as German Yavash was right in the low slot there, but Turnus with an excellent save. And like you mentioned, Sean, just excellent work by the Mavericks here on the PK. They have fought off 12 in a row now. They're looking to make it 13. This will be played by Canal. D to Biakabatuka. Canal feeds it down to Poulsen. Off the end boards. And this is going to be played back up high. Biakabatuka sets up Canal. Biakabatuka will send this one down to the corner on the near side. Given up high again. Canal. He will switch places with Biakabatuka and feed it to the goal line. And it's flung towards the net by Elliott. Bounces in behind. Yavash sets up Poulsen. Far half wall. He delays. Canal. Biakabatuka. Canal unloads a one-timer glove save. Loose puck side of the net. Flung off the pads of Turnus. They still battle for it. And it pops in behind the net. McLaughlin's out of the box. Wilson scoops it up, hoists it out, and McLaughlin races after it. Huge round of applause from this Cable Downer Arena crowd appreciating the efforts of the Mavericks penalty killers.
And look at Jake McLaughlin wins a puck battle low. Still a minute and 20 seconds remaining on the Justin Janicki major penalty. This Mavericks penalty killing group, they have had their work cut out for them in this second period, and they have rose to the challenge.
And Tulsa still with 1:08 to go on the power play. As an opportunity here, backhand pass through the slot, goes all the way to the corner. The Mavericks chop this one all the way down. Past the stick of Biaka Batuka, who has been on the ice for this entire Tulsa power play, if I'm not mistaken. He deals it on to Dylan Fitz. Over the Mavericks line, gave it over to Brassard, who is breaking towards the front of the net. Farrell does a nice job closing off Owen Lindmark. The Mavericks get this one all the way down. 35 seconds to go on this Tulsa power play. Biaka Batuka up to Dylan Fitz. Right side. He's forced to turn. Backhand pass, Biaka Batuka sets up Bakanov. His shot doesn't get through. Second shot sent wide. The Mavericks clear this one back out to center. 20 seconds. Biaka Batuka in front of the KC bench. Sends it out to Fitz. Fitz is shoved in front of the penalty boxes and forced to send it back into his own zone. 8 seconds remain. Gavin signaling to the bench. Looks like he's going to skate right to the KC bench after he's let back onto the ice. And the Mavericks have done it. Incredible work on the penalty kill. And listen to this crowd. Here comes Nelson into the slot. Shooting blocker save by Turnus. Huge stop. And a timely one at that. We are across the midway point of regulation. The centering pass missing the intended target. Sashanik comes well out of his net. We'll just leave it for Dougie Legrone. The Oilers were short of the red line, but no icing as they had won the foot race to that puck. Goulbourne forcing the issue. Now played by Poulsen, who will give it to Goulbourne left corner. Poulsen will now bounce it up high to McKee, who unloads a one-timer and hit a body in front. Will be recovered by Jurashek. Given to the point. McKee's drive, pad save Turnus. The Mavericks able to just barely clear this one out past their own blue line. And you can tell the Mavericks would like to get a whistle here just to gather their bearings. That one flutters off the glove of Turnus. But it's been sort of a mad scramble in terms of the line changes after all those penalty kills. Legrone, his shot doesn't get through. Jurashek behind the net, centers it. He wanted Poulsen, he couldn't pull the trigger there. Jurashek keeps battling for it. Goulbourne works it to the line. Legrone gets the return from McKee. Slams on the brakes in the deep slot. Dougie Legrone will give it to Goulbourne, who rotates it into the corner. Bergen being very physical down there, battling for the puck, and the Mavericks emerge with it. Casey Carew down the left side. Couldn't filter it through Dougie Legrone, and Goulbourne will just send it back in. The Mavericks desperately wanting to get a change underway here, have not been able to do it. Souter gets it as far as Berezowski. He will dump it in, and the Mavericks will get some much needed fresh bodies out there. 8:05 to play in the second period. The Mavericks having just killed off a very long 5-minute major power play that included a 5-on-3 that lasted an entire 2 minutes. Lautenbach tried to skedaddle his way through all that traffic, couldn't do it. He lost the puck, and the Mavericks dump it in. Cotton now to Lohheit. Backhands it to the point. Crawford. Lohheit kicks it up to his stick. He sets up Sullivan, brought down. Attempted the pass, and the backhand a bit too hot to handle for McLaughlin. Turnus decides to come out of his net. Whacks it off the glass. It'll be held in the zone on the far side. This is German Yavash. Long point shot deflected off the post. Loose side of the net. Turnus with a save. And still it's loose. Yavash will fire. That one hit a Maverick. And they continue battling for it. Sullivan had it at his skates, and McLaughlin able to just knock it to the side. The Mavericks hoist this one out. The Oilers trying to keep the Mavericks on their heels. Canal. Long diagonal pass, deflection to the KC zone off a stick of Cade McNelly.
Mavericks could really use a whistle right now. They haven't been able to really establish themselves, get reset at all since those penalty kills ended.
You can see how fatigued a lot of their skaters are, Sean, as Jutting battles for the puck in behind the Tulsa net. McNally backhand pass, missing McKylian. It's recovered by Farrell. Now Randall. That's to settle a rolling puck. He's met by McKylian. He will guide it on back to Farrell. His shot bouncing wide. Chase Brand, far corner. He's hit from behind by Legrone. That'll draw a penalty. And the Mavericks will go back to the power play for the first time in this period.
What a crazy swing here in this second period. Lots of PK time that the Mavericks rise to the challenge for. And then they're going to get their second power play opportunity of this game.
Hole set number 5, minor penalty for cross-check.
They look great on their first opportunity, but they're going to look to find the back of the net this time around. Mavericks power play coming up when we come back.
It's Coyote season now at Teague Tractor in Belton. If you need a machine that lifts, loads, pulls, and digs, wherever you need it, there's a Coyote right for you. See the full pack of Coyote tractors and skid steers at Teague Tractor. Durable, versatile, yet comfortable and convenient. Teague will put you in the Coyote with all the demands and features you require. Teague is a complete Coyote dealer with parts and full service. Pick your tough Coyote today at family-owned Teague Tractor, right off I-49 Belton.
Get ready for a wild adventure at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. Experience the thrill of the animal kingdom like never before. Dive into Sobella Ocean Aquarium and discover the wonders of the deep blue sea. From fun rides to tasty treats, there's excitement around every corner. Create unforgettable memories with your favorite animals and favorite people. Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, where every visit is a new adventure. Plan your visit today.
Nice standing ovation here for Marcus Crawford moments ago, who, no surprise, will be out there for this Mavericks power play. He is the back-to-back ECHL Plus Performer of the Month. He won that in December and in January. He is now just 1 point behind Brandon Hawkins for the league lead in scoring. How often do you see that from a defenseman?
Almost never. It's rare to see anyone at the professional level, at whatever level, have the type of success that Marcus Crawford is having. And he's putting up beer league statistics amongst professional hockey players. It's absurd what this guy's doing right now.
Yeah, among all defensemen, Sean, Crawford has 53 points on the season. The next closest defenseman to that number is 16 points behind him. Roman Canal able to clear that puck following the defensive zone face-off, and Dougie Legrone in the box for cross-checking. It'll be a 2-minute minor, so the Mavericks to the power play for the second time tonight. Like you said, Sean, that first opportunity that they had on the man advantage looked excellent. They just couldn't convert. Crawford slides it to Randall. Backhand to the head, Jetting. Rolls it around out to Cotton on the far wall. And we'll shift it down in behind the Tulsa goal. Canal slaps it up to Lindmark. He will just bounce it down into the KC zone. Logan Turnus to Crawford. Dropped to Souter. Probably had the best chance of the game for the Mavericks. Randall to Cotton, now to Crawford, right point. Jutting's got some space. He gets it back up high. Crawford in the slot to Jetting from his office, left circle. Crawford to Jetting again on the give and go. He fires. That one went just wide. I think Sashanik got a piece of it with his blocker, and this puck escapes the reach of Crawford. He's going to have to race after it in his own zone. The Mavericks will get their next power play unit out there. Crawford connects with Souter. He will bounce it into the opposite corner into the Tulsa zone. It's chipped back to the line. Nice play by Souter. He will rotate it to Carew. Carew goes up to Bergen. Low height. Holds. Shoots. Stopped. Rebound. Berezowski's shot also denied by Sashanik. He has just been in the zone tonight. Carew to low height. Near wall. Carew, low height one-timer. Blocked by McKee, and that one stung him. Low height gets right back on it. Will feed Carew. Now to Bergen. Drake Bergen slides it to Nolan Sullivan. Returned to Bergen. Long wrist shot into the glove of Sashanik. It pops out. Diakabatuka up to Lautenbach, who's cleared it all the way down. That'll do it for this Mavericks power play. Mavericks trying to catch Tulsa in the middle of a line change. They would not let those penalty killers get off. McLaughlin will scurry back out to center. This pass not connecting with Lohheit, and here comes Legrone the other way. Here's a shot from Jurashek, denied by Turnus. Another good-looking power play, Sean, but no luck in terms of converting. Tomasa Shanik having an incredible performance in goal for the Oilers. As a point shot is smothered up by Logan Turnus. He'll hang on to that. 3:48 to go in the second. 2-0 Tulsa. We're going to head to our second media timeout of period 2. Keep it right here, Mavs Country. You're watching and listening to KC Mavericks Hockey.
Optimal performance is our goal both on and off the ice. KCOA is your home for orthopedic care in Kansas City. We have the experts and access to get you the care you need today. With over 60 providers and 7 locations across the metro, we've got the Mavs and your family covered. KCOA is proud to be the official sports medicine provider of the Mavs. Let us be your family's partner in orthopedic care.
All right. Breathe out for me. Big breath in. Just relax. Big breath in for me. 1, 2, 3.
Is your technology out of alignment? Let GFI Digital give it the adjustment it needs, realigning your business with smarter, more efficient solutions. Whether it's the latest in copiers and printers, managed IT, or advanced technology services, GFI Digital has you covered from head to toe. Because at GFI Digital, we make technology simple.
Fairway is a proud sponsor of the KC Mavericks and offers the best meats in town, hands down. Head to a market near you to check out the wide selection of steaks, chicken, burgers, brats, barbecue, deli, and much more. Whether it's for the grill or the smoker, Fairway has you covered at every corner. Stop by any of their locations conveniently located in South KC, Northland KC, and Overland Park, or visit fairwaymeatmarket.com. Neither team's power play unit's able to convert so far tonight as a kick save by Turnus is made on Brassard. And now here come the Mavericks the other way. Jutting's pass flutters out to the blue line. Randall couldn't secure that. Brassard will just chip this one out to neutral ice. Jurashek trying to dangle his way through. Backhand shot stopped by Turnus. Good individual effort by Lucas Jurashek, who made his Oilers debut against the Mavericks about a month ago. We're going to head to our final media timeout of the second. 3.5 to go in the second period. 2-0 Tulsa. We'll be right back.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Children's Mercy has been trusted by families for over 127 years with more than 8,600 pediatric experts focused on one thing, your kids. From urgent care to top-level surgery, Children's Mercy is built to deliver care that's just for children where you need it. Learn more at cmkc.org/built-for-kids. The Oilers win the draw. Brassard's shot is fought off by Turnus. Brassard will keep it in the attacking zone. He'll punch it low past Lautenbach, played by Lindmark to Lautenbach, far corner. Ryan Lautenbach spent some time with the San Diego Gulls this season. Long shot by Canal is fought off by Turnus. It'll be rotated down and behind the net. Drew Elliott, very dangerous. He will set up Canal with a quick shot, stopped by Turnus. Bounces out to the half boards, flung back at the net, blocked by McLaughlin. And the Mavericks have possession of the puck behind their own net. Nice breakout. Finds Farrell on the left wing. He will get some help from Randall and chip it in. So Shanik works it around to Jutting. He wins the puck, feeds it to Wilson at the line. Long shot, they score! It was deflected in front by Jack Randall. And the Mavericks get on the board. It's 2-1 Tulsa.
magnificent shot from the point. The Mavericks have to keep it simple with what's going on with their lineup right now. And nothing simpler than just letting something go from the point and getting a nice deflection on it. Suchanek didn't stand a chance to track this puck. And the Mavericks are back within one.
You wonder if they might take a look at this, Sean, for a high stick. Doesn't look like they're going to. What a deflection by Jack Randall. Beautifully done. Randall's got his 17th of the season. The Mavericks dump this one in, and we'll see if that sparks a little life into this KC side that is just really banged and battered up right now. Wins possession, feeds Crawford. His shot stopped by Suchanek. Brand was passing through. Not sure he got a stick on that or not. Dylan Fitz. He will guide it up, turned over. Crawford sets up Lohite, who fires, deflects wide. Brand gets to it, far half wall. Crawford was tapping a stick. He wanted that puck. Lohite will put it in behind the net. Brand searching. Guides it to Crawford at the point. We'll dust it off. Crawford's shot is blocked by Lohite. He's got it in his equipment. He plays it down. And the whistle blew stopping play.
Yeah, they're going to blow that one dead. Everyone was looking for the puck. It was bound to land at some point. Jack Randall, what an incredible job. The Mavericks now operating with 10 forwards and 5 defensemen. That is... We talk about the depth for the Mavericks all the time and how often they can rely on it to be there when they need it, and for those guys to step up, and it's always someone's night. They just don't have that option in this game. You're playing with 3 less skaters than you would normally dress.
Right.
It's been an incredibly awkward hand this team has been dealt, but they're not going to back down from it.
So here's Drake Bergen. The far corner turning from Mike McKee. We'll slide it up to McLaughlin. The Mavericks surging here. Long shot tipped, blocked, and whacked off the boards. Kept in the zone. Carew will send it back in behind the net. 1.5 minutes to go in the second. Puck slides out to neutral ice. Carew to Berezowski. Now Biakapatuka's got it. Goulbourne puts it over the line for Mikhailian. Given out to the far corner. Goulbourne carries in behind the net. Will bank it off the boards. Biakapatuka looks for a lane. Fires. Tipped. What a save by Turnus with the right pad. McLaughlin to Carew. Carew spun down to the ice. Gets back onto his skates and will march out of his own zone with it. Tries to chip it ahead. He gets it through to Souter. Souter is defended well by Roman Canal, who knocked it off his stick. The Mavericks in the middle of a change here. And Lucas Jurasek will skate out with it. He shovels it into the Mavericks zone, bounced ahead. Here comes Randall in a foot race. Oh, and a huge collision. Wow. Against Suchanek. It's not going to be a penalty against Randall. There's nothing he could do. Suchanek came out very aggressively to challenge that. Crawford keeps the puck alive at the point. Puts it on net. Blocker saves Suchanek. Mavericks with a late surge here following that goal scored by Jack Randall. 10 seconds to go in the period. Farrell in his own zone connects with Cotton. He steps around Dylan Fitz, gains the line. He goes wide on Canal, puts it over top of the net. Tried to pick the corner from a tough angle, but no luck, and that'll do it for period 2. 2-1 is the score in favor of Tulsa. And the Mavericks will head into the intermission down a goal, just as they did heading into the first intermission. But Chad, it really felt like the Mavericks were starting to gain a lot of momentum there at the end of that second period, especially following that beautiful deflection by Jack Randall.
Well, what a great flurry they had. They tried to catch the Oilers a little off guard as they got a line player off the bench, and he was back behind everybody from the Oilers. The pass was just a little too far out in front of him, and then you had Suchanek aggressively going out and getting crashed into. Lost his stick. It was actually in the net.
That's right. So we're going to send it down to Sean Carrier here, who's going to be standing by with Mavericks assistant coach Brett Ferguson. I'm going to send it down to Sean right now.
All right, Coach, what's the energy like on the bench when you see your guys kill off a full 2-minute 5-on-3 penalty kill?
Yeah, that was a pretty wild stretch of play there. first we had the 5-minute major to kill off, and then they put us down 5-on-3. So, it's about grabbing momentum, and we, as the period went along, I thought we kind of took over play, and it started with that penalty kill.
Jack Randall gets the team on the board now within 1. What do you guys need to do to go back and take the lead in the third?
Yeah, we got to play 5-on-5. Stay out of the penalty box first of all. We're a little shorthanded tonight, numbers-wise, and then we lose a player as well. So we got to play 5-on-5 and just continue to put pressure.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Best of luck in the third.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. That was Sean Carrier, our color analyst, with Brett Ferguson, our first-year assistant coach with the Mavericks. 2-1 Tulsa is your score through 40 minutes of play. We're going to take a timeout on the Mavericks Broadcast Network, folks. Keep it right here. You're watching and listening to KC Mavericks Hockey.
Fun, high-end, the upper echelon. That is our guiding principle. The extraordinary. At every level, at every turn, and in every interaction. Why? Simple. To offer the absolute finest luxury car experience in Kansas City. That is what it means to be an aristocrat. Aristocrat Motors, where we treat every driver like royalty.
Our railroad moves North America,
expanding our legacy of excellence with each mile.
As leaders in innovation and service,
we are united by hard work and pride.
We safely deliver every day.
Connecting people.
Connecting communities.
Connecting nations.
We are CPKC. Together, we go places no one else can go.
How do I get rid of it? Just drink a ton of water.
My mama said tea with local honey works wonders on a sore throat.
Got the ginger soup.
The best remedy? Essential oils.
Dude, don't worry about it. Always works.
Health question? Get expert advice. Consult a nurse. It's free.
Welcome back, Mavs Country. 2-1 Tulsa through 2 periods of play here at Cable Dahmer Arena. The Mavericks trying to spark a comeback effort here as they look to win their 13th straight home game and win their 5th in a row. They're playing a really hard-fought game at the moment, very short-handed. Like you were talking to Coach Ferguson about, Sean, the team's just got to focus in this third period on staying at 5 skaters aside, because coming into this game already down a couple of guys, playing with just 11 forwards and 5 defensemen, and then you lose Justin Janicki to the game misconduct, so that makes it even more dire to make sure that you're staying at 5 skaters aside. The last thing you want to do is do what the Mavericks ended up doing, falling to the 5-on-3, but to their credit, Sean, what an incredible penalty kill that was for the Mavericks, and felt like that was really the impetus for their turning the game around in their favor.
When you're on the 5-on-3, you have to shoot the puck. You have to give yourself an opportunity with almost no defense to find the back of the net, and it took the Oilers 1 minute and 20 seconds to get their first shot attempt, and you have to credit the Mavericks penalty killers. They cleared the puck twice. I mean, it shouldn't be possible for the Mavericks penalty killers to do what they just did. Part of that was some error on the Oilers' fault, and the other half of it was just really stellar penalty killing from the 3 Mavericks that were on the ice during that stretch at whichever combination of 3 players it was. It was a really, really strong 5-on-3 kill. This building, it felt like the roof was going to pop off with the way they were giving a round of applause to the guys who were out there on the ice, selling out, blocking shots. That was as good as you could have asked for a full 2-minute 5-on-3 scenario, and they just have to build off of it like Coach Ferguson talked about, and hopefully we see them do that. Jack Randall already took the nice first step, scoring the goal, bringing the Mavericks within 1. You're just one shot away here in the third period from tying this one.
Right, they already started building off of it. After they killed that penalty, it was in the 6:12 mark of the second period in which Jake McLaughlin was given a holding the stick minor. And the Mavericks just getting on the board. Jack Randall 17-19 into the second period with the 17th goal of the season. Had a late chance as well on that partial breakaway, but it was a good aggressive challenge made by Tomas Sashanek to come out on top of the crease and knock the puck away. And speaking of Tomas Sashanek, here's a goaltender comparison here for tonight's game. Sashanek having allowed just the one goal, 14 saves on 15 shots. Logan Turnus has been a little bit busier on his end. He's been strong as well for the Mavericks, allowing just 2 goals on 22 shots faced, 20 saves on 22 shots. And Logan Turnus coming into this game a very impressive 12-2-0 record, which for a rookie goaltender is just as good as it gets. So that wraps up our second intermission game summary. We're going to take a look now at our Mavericks affiliate report. And the Olympic break is coming up soon, Sean, but we'll have one last check-in with the Seattle Kraken in the meantime. What's going on with the Kraken and the Firebirds?
All right, we'll start with the Seattle Kraken of the National Hockey League. We're back in action on Wednesday night, taking on the Los Angeles Kings, and they won that game 4-2. Shane Wright led the way with 2 goals in the game. Adam Larson and Vince Dunn had the other tallies, and Joey Decord stopping 25 of 27 shots he faced in the contest. It's a big win as they jump up to 3rd in the Pacific Division standings. They're currently tied with the Anaheim Ducks in points, but they have the tiebreaker due to regulation wins. They are now just 1 point behind the Edmonton Oilers for the 2nd place. They also have 2 games at hand over the Oilers. They're in a great spot. They just got to come out of this Olympic break and hope that they keep winning some hockey games. They won't play again for a couple of weeks while the Olympics are in play. But their next game will be on February 25th. You can take a look at some of the players representing their respective countries from Seattle. Kaapo Kakko, Eli Tolvanen, both going to be representing Finland. Philip Grubauer going to be with Team Germany, and Oscar Fisker Molgaard will be in Denmark as well. So 4 different Kraken players will be headed to Milan to play in the Olympics. Going to continue to root for those guys. It's going to root for those players, but selfishly going to root for Team USA as well. So we'll work our way to the Coachella Valley Firebirds, and their last game, they fell 2-1 at the hands of the San Jose Barracuda. It was a high shooting affair with 81 combined shots. Victor Osman stopped 41 of 43 thrown his way, and Yanni Newman picked up the lone tally for the Firebirds. The Firebirds also in a good spot. They sit in 5th place in the Pacific Division standings. They're currently tied with the San Diego Gulls, but they have 1 game at hand. That's why they're above them in the standings. They're now chasing the San Jose Barracuda, who have 2 more points than the Firebirds currently do. The Firebirds are going to be having a little puck drop here in about 20 minutes against the Henderson Silver Knights on the road. Going to continue to root for them. You got to imagine there's a couple players that are going to make their way from Seattle to Coachella over the next couple days with the Olympic break. The guys that can stay fresh are eligible to play with their AHL affiliate. I'm sure will do just that. So it's going to be a very interesting time for minor league hockey as they get things sorted out. Well, obviously we're watching the best on best tournament over in Italy. Really going to be an exciting couple weeks for hockey with obviously the Olympic break and then seeing what happens in the AHL and the ECHL.
Yeah, absolutely. Cannot wait for the Winter Olympics here. It's been over a decade since we've seen truly the world's best on best and on the world stage like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll be sure to keep you tuned in or keep you posted on the performances of the Seattle Kraken players as well. Like Sean said, 4 different players from the Kraken representing their respective countries at the Olympics, so you love to see that. We'll be rooting for those guys in particular, not necessarily the teams they're playing for, but the players, absolutely. So we're going to take a pause, Mavs country, and when we come back, we'll have second period highlights for you and more coming your way right after this.
Our railroad moves North America,
expanding our legacy of excellence with each mile.
As leaders in innovation and service,
we are united by hard work and pride.
We safely deliver every day.
Connecting people.
Connecting communities.
Connecting nations.
We are CPKC. Together, we go places no one else can go.
How do I get rid of it?
Just drink a ton of water.
My mama said tea with local honey works wonders on a sore throat.
Got the ginger soup.
The best remedy? Essential oils.
Dude, don't worry about it. Always works.
Health question? Get expert advice. Consult a nurse. It's free.
Get ready for a wild adventure at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. Experience the thrill of the animal kingdom like never before. Dive into Sobella Ocean Aquarium and discover the wonders of the deep blue sea. From fun rides to tasty treats, there's excitement around every corner. Create unforgettable memories with your favorite animals and favorite people. Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, where every visit is a new adventure. Plan your visit today.
Welcome back, Mavs Country. You're going to have a look now at those second period highlights. Second straight period, Sean, in which the Oilers scored very early. This goal coming just a minute 12 into period 2. It was scored by Tyrell Goulbourne from point-blank range. Nice setup from behind the net by Lucas Juracek.
Yeah, and this is a advertisement for against puck watching. I'm sure it's going to come up in the film room. You got 3 or 4 guys all with their eyes on the puck, not picking up a guy, and just can't give these professional hockey players that type of space.
That's right, and the Mavericks would go on to face a long penalty kill. Logan Turnus coming up huge on a few opportunities. He faced 4 shots on that 5-minute major and stopped them all. And this is the goal scored by Jack Randall to bring the Mavericks to within 1.
Very close from Hudson Wilson to being offsides, but he holds that puck on the blue line and no further than that. Jack Randall, really nice deflection there as he finally gets this Mavericks team on the board late in the second.
Yeah, what a brilliant deflection by Jack Randall, knocking that puck out of midair and past Tomas Sashanek. It felt like it was going to take something like that to beat Sashanek, Sean, because it just, for the first 35, 36 plus minutes of this game, it just had the feeling of one of those games where it didn't matter what you threw at him. The puck was just going to find a way to stay out of the net. There have been so many calls that have been just so close. One that comes to mind, Lucas Sauter's chance back in the first period. I'm still not sure exactly how that didn't go into the net, but the fact that Randall scored just does so much for the team, not just because they're closer in terms of the comeback, but just mentally knowing that you can beat this goaltender. You just have to go to the dirty areas and get a greasy one past him. That's what the Mavericks are going to have to do in period number 3. We're going to take a look now at our upcoming schedule. The Mavericks are about to head down to Florida for the first time this season. Escape the snow-clad Midwest for the Sunshine State. They're going to take on the Jacksonville Icemen next Wednesday on February 11th, and then after that they're going to have a 3-game series with the Orlando Solar Bears next Friday, Saturday, and Monday. I'll have the call solo for those games. We'll miss you very much, partner, during the Orlando series. And then the Mavericks will return home on the 20th, Friday, February 20th, to host the Wichita Thunder. It'll be a 2-game series against Wichita. The day after the 20th will be Saturday, the 21st. The Mavericks will be at home again to host the Thunder for a 6:05 p.m. Central Standard Time puck drop. That'll be the Mavericks' next TV game. Sean and I will have the call on KSMO, FloHockey, and the Mavericks mobile app. That has been your Mavericks upcoming schedule, brought to you by Whataburger. We're going to take another pause on the Mavericks Broadcast Network. We've got about 3:45 remaining until we bring you third period action right here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Keep it right here, Mavs Country. You're watching and listening to KC Mavericks Hockey.
Fun.
We're proud to be community partners with an awesome organization, Given the Basics. That's why throughout the month of January, we're taking part in the Ultimate Gold Challenge.
The mission of the challenge is to donate one of the 20 essential products to people and families in need.
And with your donation, you will help adults and children feel dignity and confidence every day.
However you choose to donate, just know you're making a real impact.
Thank you for supporting Given the Basics and the Mavericks.
Go Mavs!
Fun. High-end. the upper echelon. That is our guiding principle, the extraordinary. At every level, at every turn, and in every interaction. Why? Simple. To offer the absolute finest luxury car experience in Kansas City. That is what it means to be an aristocrat. Aristocrat Motors, where we treat every driver like royalty.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
All right, welcome back, Mavs Country. Just about a minute and a half away from third period action. Third periods have been the Mavericks' strongest periods this season. Like we were saying at the onset of period 2, the best second and third period team in the entire league if you go by goal differential. The Mavericks with a plus 25 goal differential in the third period this season. They've scored 55 third period goals. They've allowed just 30. They are elite in the closing stanza. Their dominance in the third period, Sean, might be hindered a little bit here tonight just because of how banged up they are. They're down 2 forwards now. They're also down a defenseman. They'll be going with 10 forwards and 5 defensemen to close out period 3. And like Coach Ferguson was telling you during that second intermission interview that you did with him, the Mavericks staying out of the penalty box here in this period is going to be absolutely paramount.
You want to just do everything you can at 5-on-5 to generate simple pressure. Don't do anything too overly complicated. Just get the puck in the offensive zone. Try to win some puck battles. Work it low to high. That's how you scored your first goal. You want to do more of the same here in the third. But like you mentioned, staying out of the box, paramount here in this third period. You really just want to find yourself a dirty goal again. It doesn't have to be the sweetest passing play. Just some screens, some deflections, some rebound opportunities. The Mavericks not going to be looking to do anything too complicated here in the third.
That's right, so we are just about good to go here for the third period. The puck drops. Third period action is underway. McKee will rattle it up to Elliott. He will swat it into the Mavericks zone. Turnus to Souter. Didn't get much on that pass. Carew tapped it right back to him. It was beyond his reach, and the Oilers come back into the attacking zone. Lautenbach rips it right into the glove of Logan Turnus. And we'll hang on to that. Ryan Lautenbach, Dearborn, Michigan native, a UMass product. Played there for 4 seasons from 21 to 25. In his rookie campaign and has been up and down between Tulsa and San Diego this season. Former teammate of Jack Randall's. He was with the Omaha Lancers. They played their junior hockey together for a season. Randall on the ice now. He is the Mavericks' lone goal scorer to this point. Cotton chips it off the boards, a bit too far for Randall. Canal turns back to get it. Pressured by Randall. And the puck comes loose. It'll be won by Jutting. Given back to the line. Crawford shot deflected just wide. I think Cotton got a stick on that. Will be carried in behind by Wilson. He tries to throw it in front. Played by Cotton at the point. Given to Jutting. He turns it on goal. Blocker saved by Sashanik. Cotton slaps it to Crawford, right point. Sent it through the goal mouth. Cotton put it in front. Jutting turns with it. Drops it to Wilson. Hudson Wilson. Sets up Cotton. He fires. Shoulder saves Sashanik. Puck whacked off the back wall by Canal, and the Oilers are going to clear this one out past the blue line. Jetting tried to sort of hoodwink the linesman there. It looked like that puck just barely crossed the blue line, but you admire the effort there by Jackson Jetting.
It's a perfect first shift there for the third period, and you don't mind Jackson Jutting trying to extend that a bit, but that's exactly the style the Mavericks want to play. Just keep getting the puck to the points, look for opportunities in front. Hudson Wilson has been activating incredibly well, as most of these defensemen do in the offensive zone. You want to see them take their chances down the wall and look for something in the middle or rip it from the point.
And very likely that in order to tie this game up, the Mavericks will have to get their defensemen involved here. The puck goes into the Tulsa bench and out of play. And Sean, to the Mavericks' credit, they've done a much better job in this game, despite being shorthanded, despite the additional fatigue. They've done a much better job in this game of controlled breakouts out of their own zone. Icing was a huge issue for the team last night. It's been virtually a non-factor here tonight. Nolan Sullivan will take this neutral zone draw. He wins it. Bergen. Pass off the stick of McKylian. Swatted off of Brand, recovered by the Oilers in their own zone. Canal works it past Bergen all the way down. Icing called against Tulsa. Lucas Jurasek felt that he had a step on McLaughlin, but the linesman disagrees. And Tulsa has been the team that has had the issues in terms of icing the puck tonight. Last night it was both teams. Tonight it's been really just Tulsa that's had the issues with icings. The Mavericks will get an offensive zone draw to the right of Tomas Sashanik, who's been one shot shy of perfect. He is 15 of 16 in net tonight for Tulsa, including some remarkable saves. Logan Turnus likewise at the other end, having a very strong performance again for the Mavericks. Sullivan, clean win. Farrell to Crawford. Bounces it on net. Routine save made by Sashanik. Seems like the team is really heeding your advice, though, partner. Just getting shots on net from anywhere and everywhere here to start period 3.
You just like what they're bringing to the table right now. They're keeping it simple for themselves, and I think most importantly as well, they're winning a lot of faceoffs. I think they've won every faceoff so far in this third period, and especially when you have a team that's icing the puck the way the Oilers do and have been in this game. It's important to make sure you can get that established right, or that possession established right off the faceoff in the attacking zone.
That's right. So, speaking of faceoffs, both teams with their best faceoff man on the ice right now. Sullivan against Jurasek. Puck drops. Jurasek winning that draw. And Biakabatuka sends it off a friendly stick, deflects out to center. It'll be Mike McKee gathering it now in his own zone. Just 2 minutes have expired in this third period so far. The Oilers are caught on an offside. And you wonder if this faceoff comes back to the Tulsa zone, because it was flung over the blue line from their own zone, but it looked like it was played just before it crossed that blue line in the neutral zone. So the faceoff will be near the penalty boxes instead.
The Mavericks obviously came into this game with 11 forwards, and thankfully they had some continuity with their line with Jackson Jutting, Justin Janicki, Jack Randall, and then with Berezowski, Carew, and Sauter, but with no Janicki for the remainder of this one. It's a lot of new combinations out onto the ice right now. Almost feels like a drop-in skate where you just have a group of 10 forwards that are rotating.
Right. And so not only are you less familiar with some of the guys on your lines, but you're also having to play a lot more. Just about everyone getting substantially more ice time tonight than they ordinarily do. And so the Oilers fail to clear this. Mike McKee pressured by Sauter. Casey Carew gets in there as well. Carew goes after it near corner. Wrapped up by Mike McKee. Sauter from in behind the net. Well covered by Nelson. Berezowski plays the body on the far side. Here's a chance. Bounces to the low slot. We get a whistle here. Looks like it will be a penalty for holding called against Tulsa.
This is exactly textbook how you want to approach these situations. You're working the puck low. You're just winning puck battle after puck battle in the corner. You're keeping possession on your stick, or you're leaving it in an area where one of your teammates can get it. And at some point when you continue to just work yourself against these opposing team defenders, something's got to give. Either a chance in the middle of the ice, or you're going to take a draw penalty. And that's exactly what Lucas Sauter does on Nelson. Great job in the Mavericks on the PK, or excuse me, Mavericks on the power play with the chance to tie things up.
That's right. They have looked razor sharp on the power play so far tonight. Josh Nelson to the box for the second time tonight. What's odd, Sean, is that he hadn't gone to the box once all season coming into this game through 35 games played. Tonight, he's gone there twice. This puck's been cleared all the way down following the faceoff. Turnus from behind his net to Crawford, up to Souter. The Minnesota State Mankato product returns it to Crawford, who is able to slip around Lindmark and backhand it in behind the Oilers net. Dougie Legrone's got it. He will just rip it all the way down. Turnus well out of his net, taps it out to center ice. Tries to catch the Oilers changing here. As Cotton will fire it below the goal line. Legrone will clear this one out as far as Crawford. He got his skates in the way of that clearing attempt. The Mavericks regrouping at center. Randall to Crawford to Jutting across the line. He puts it off the back wall. Cotton and Souter trying to win possession. This puck's been cleared out of play. The linesmen say it deflected, so no delay of game penalty.
Mavericks are struggling a tad to establish possession in the attacking zone right now on the power play. They're going to leave that top unit out there. They've been out there for almost half of this power play, and I think the big reason you're going to let them out there as long as you want on these power plays is two guys are not available from the second power play unit compared to last night, not a week ago, compared to last night. Zach Ewens obviously with the call-up, and Justin Janicki now not able to finish this game.
So the Oilers able to just whip this one down the ice right after the face-off, and Turnus advances it up to Jack Randall. Still the lone Mavericks goal scorer. He pivots. Randall is given a shove there by Mike McKee. Crawford, right point shot through a screen, stopped by Sashanik. Good screen set up by Cotton. He will feed it to Jutting. Now Crawford. Crawford hangs on from the circle, tries to put it on goal, went off a Tulsa stick, bounces to the near wall. Jutting with a shot from the point, stopped by Sashanik, and that puck's been cleared. Time for one last rush on this Mavericks power play here. Next unit is out there. Bergen needs to motor out of his own zone. Turns it back to Lowhite. Here he comes, flying down the right wing. Lowhite drives. He put it into the front, and the net came off its pegs. It looked like one of the Tulsa skaters, just a passerby, quote unquote, accidentally knocked it off its pegs. Good opportunity there for the Mavericks at the tail end of that power play.
Yeah, Luke Lowhite, when he gets his engine going, he's really moving. Sashanik just bumps this one off of its pegs. Mavericks will get an offensive zone draw out of this. Just did a nice job on the power play, starting to work the puck around. They got some nice shots off, but Sashanik does a really nice job with some of his rebound control. Sometimes there's a puck there for the taking, and other times he does a really nice job of punching a lot of these pucks out towards the corners. And those guys that live in front of the net, Jackson Berezowski, David Cotton, just don't really have the chance to get a stick on it.
Right. I'm not sure why, but the faceoff actually exited the offensive zone for the Mavericks. They try to march it right back in. Bergen forced to guide it on back to McLaughlin. We've crossed the quarter mark of this third period. 14:48 to go in the third. The Mavericks have had a good start to this period three, but they've not been able to get one past Sashanik in the third thus far. Goulbourne leaves it for Canal. He will bounce it down the ice. Bergen turns back to get it. Backhand pass off the half wall. McLaughlin out to center. Berezowski able to get his stick on that, so no icing. Now it's Roman Canal. Canal strides his way out to center. Puts it over the blue line. The pass was intended for Lindmark. Broken up by the Mavericks. Carew caught up to from behind by Lautenbach. Good back check by Lautenbach. And this puck slides its way down into the Mavericks zone. Logan Turnus can't touch that. It was in the no-go zone for goaltenders. Berezowski whacks it around to the point. McKee banks it off the corner boards. Pinballs off of Turnus, who punched it aside with his blocker. Good skate to stick play by McKee. Long blue line shot by Biakapatuka, denied by Turnus. Berezowski just chips this one off the boards and down. This will be an icing called against KC.
Looked like Mike McKee could have jumped up and played this with his glove. He did. I'm not sure if the puck was just too far elevated over his head, or if it almost looked like he realized it would be an icing if he let it go, and so he jumped and didn't really reach for it. But either way, Mavericks coming back to their defensive zone here.
I think he could have gotten it. He's 6'5". 13:36 to go in the third. 2-1 Tulsa. Face off to Turnus's right. Here comes Lucas Sauter through center. And the Mavericks needing to get a change underway as they get some fresh bodies spilling over the boards now. David Cotton on the forecheck, steals the puck. Tried to set up Randall. The Oilers chip this one back out. Crawford with a jutting. And back to Crawford in his own zone. He will give it to Cotton. Cotton dumps it in. It's halted by Sashanek behind his own net. And the Oilers able to get this one out. So we played by Dylan Fitz in front of the penalty boxes. Here comes Randall the other way. Randall gains the Tulsa line. He's bumped down by Fitz. Cotton fighting for it. Able to win possession, sets up Randall. His pass just missing jutting. It slides back up to the blue line, and Jake McLaughlin hustling back to secure possession. 12:35 to go in the third. 2-1 Tulsa. Crawford had that puck explode off his stick. Legrone shovels it off the glass past Crawford. Here come the Oilers. Mikhailian forced a turn, being watched by Lohheit and Crawford. Crawford swats it up to Lohheit. He connects with Brand, who misses Sullivan on that touch pass. It'll be dumped back into the KC zone. Goulbourne from the point, near side. That'll be Brand hacking it up to Sullivan in front of the KC bench. He will gain the red line and put over the blue line. J.C. Broussard intercepting that, lost his balance temporarily. Now Bergen's got it. Wilson, nice hands through center for Sullivan. Lohheit, get into the slot. Lohheit with a one-timer. What a save by Sashanek. Sauter and Lohheit connecting well on that play. Goulbourne pressured by Lohheit. Pushed the puck a little bit too far into his path. The Oilers have just iced the puck.
Man, Lohheit got all of that one-timer. I don't have a radar gun on me, but I'm sure that thing was approaching 90+ miles an hour. It's a nice entry play as they just work their way into the middle. Really nice give and go with Lohheit and Sauter. Nice save by Sashanek. Keep this game at a 1-goal deficit for the Mavericks.
And we've seen a couple of times in this game Luke Lohheit just unleashing that booming one-timer. Back in the second period, he had a shot similar to that was blocked by Mike McKee on the Mavericks power play. Back-to-back icings called against Tulsa. And the Oilers will not be allowed to change. Mike McKee is ordered to go back onto the Tulsa bench. The face-off is going to be to Sashanek's left, his glove side. He's looked rock solid in goal tonight for Rob Murray and the Oilers. Sashanek just returned from San Diego 2 days ago. He came back just in time to dress for last night's game in Tulsa, where he backed up Slava Budiets. This puck hoisted out near the red line. And here comes Lautenbach trying to slice his way through. He lost the puck. Turnus will hang on to that. Berezowski doesn't like the snow shower that he gave it to his goaltender.
Yeah, you love to see your teammates sticking up for one another out there. The Mavericks still facing a 1-goal deficit here in the third period. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Our railroad moves North America,
expanding our legacy of excellence with each mile.
As leaders in innovation and service,
we are united by hard work and pride.
We safely deliver every day,
Connecting people,
connecting communities,
connecting nations.
We are CPKC. Together, we go places no one else can go.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Langley Recycling, one of the largest metal recycling facilities in the Kansas City area and a proud supporter of the Kansas City Mavericks. Langley Recycling specializes in buying, selling, and processing scrap metal. Say goodbye to the hassles of corporate red tape. Their family-owned business is here to offer fast, friendly, and reliable service. To turn your scrap into cash, call Langley Recycling today at 816-924-8452 or visit langleyrecyclingkc.com. We're approaching the midpoint of the third period. The Mavericks still trailing by a goal. 2-1 is the score in favor of Tulsa. The Oilers with goals from Tyler Poulsen and Tyrell Goulbourne. The Mavericks with a goal from Jack Randall that came back at the end of the second period. Randall is on the ice now. This line has had sort of a different forward rotating on it for some time since the ejection of Justin Janicki. That came back in period 2. Randall centers it. He wanted jutting. The puck just bounced over his stick. As the Oilers are able to hack this one out to the red line. McLaughlin. Now Crawford to Jutting. Not connecting with Cotton. Recovered again by Crawford. He will negotiate his way over the Tulsa line. Cotton swats it down to Randall. Will be scooped up by Owen Lindmark. Biakabatuka. Ahead for Drew Elliott. He decides to just take it back into his own zone. 10:15 to go in the third. Elliott with a lot of speed through center is able to squeeze past a check from Jake McLaughlin. And now Sullivan from in behind his own goal line up to Farrell. Brand's backhand pass broken up by Bakanov. And McLaughlin will take it inside of his own trapezoid. We've now crossed the midway point of the third. 2-1 at Tulsa remains your score. Low height on the give and go zone entry. It was met immediately by a swarm of white sweaters. The Oilers really seem to be just sort of aggressively attacking the Mavericks right at that blue line as soon as they enter their zone. Low height. Bounces it across, hopped away from Wilson. Berezowski follows up and just sends it in. Sashanik to Davies. And we'll turn it up to Jurasek. Farrell intercepts his dump in. Now here's Goulbourne at center. Lost it to Berezowski. He springs Carew into the attacking zone. Carew on the right side. He's forced wide by Michael Davies. Berezowski and Carew both battling for it for KC. As it comes to Wilson, it looked like it just squeaked past him. Puck rolling its way down back into the Mavericks zone. Bergen covers a lot of ice to play it. Gave it away. Here comes Mikhailian. Tried to set up Goulbourne. But Goulbourne retrieves the puck and will give it up to the point. Canal's shot blocked by Lindmark inadvertently. Lautenbach guides it on back to Canal. He sends it up to Lindmark. Checked by Bergen. Now Lautenbach tried to return it to Lindmark. Broken up by Cotton. You can just really see the fatigue setting in for the Mavericks, Sean. Just stretched so thin right now and have played so much hockey over the last week here. And here come the Oilers. Drew Elliott driving. Backhand shot that sails over top of the net. Bergen might have gotten his stick on that. Elliott with another shot from a tough angle, deflects harmlessly out to the far wall. Randall will bounce it out to center. Elliott intercepting that. He gave it away to Crawford. Randall's pass off the stick of Cotton. Crowd trying to will this Mavericks team to life here as time begins to become their enemy here in the third period. Icing is called against Tulsa. Mavericks probably catching a break there.
Yeah, definitely looked like Nelson won that puck race, but I think Crawford maybe got to the hash marks first, and that's usually the determining mark. But 7:41, you mentioned it does look like the Mavericks have just been beat down. They're trying to find a little bit of juice left in the tank to get this thing potentially tied up and send it to overtime, but what they've had to battle through with the lineups, the call-ups, the injuries, just almost feels insurmountable at times. But man, if you find that next goal, might be the just from an emotional standpoint, one of the biggest goals of the season.
McLaughlin springs Sullivan down the slot. Bumped off the puck, but he recovers in behind the net. Sullivan for Lohheit, far corner. Just reverse it up to the line. McLaughlin's long shot tipped wide. Lohheit secures possession. He will wheel out to the near wall. Crawford to McLaughlin. He gives it to Brand. Tough angle shot denied by Sashanik. He's able to cover up that loose puck in the blue paint. Some lovely conversations about the weather going on down there.
Hey, how was your bus ride in?
We're gonna head to our second media timeout of period 3. 7:13 to go in the third period. 2-1 Tulsa. We'll be right back.
Optimal performance is our goal both on and off the ice. KCOA is your home for orthopedic care in Kansas City. We have the experts and access to get you the care you need today. With over 60 providers and 7 locations across the metro, we've got the Mavs and your family covered. KCOA is proud to be the official sports medicine provider of the Mavs. Let us be your family's partner in orthopedic care.
We're proud to be community partners with an awesome organization, Given the Basics. That's why throughout the month of January, we're taking part in the Ultimate Goal Challenge.
The mission of the challenge is to donate one of the 20 essential products to people and families in need.
And with your donation, you will help adults and children feel dignity and confidence every day.
However you choose to donate, just know you're making a real impact.
Thank you for supporting Given the Basics and the Mavericks.
Go
Mavs!
Mavs!
Tonight's game is brought to you by Big O Tires, a proud sponsor of the KC Mavericks. Big O is your one-stop shop for tires, wheels, brakes, oil changes, front-end services, and much more. Stop by any of their 13 locations conveniently located across the KC Metro. Call your local shop today or visit bigotires.com. 7:13 to go in the third. The Mavericks with an offensive zone face-off opportunity. Like you said, Sean, just trying to find any last bit of juice left in the tank to complete the comeback here. This puck's been flung out into the Mavericks zone. A shot from the right circle is denied by Turnus, and Crawford just decks Owen Lindmark after that shot, and he's going to be penalized.
Yeah, this is not the penalty you want to take if you're the Mavericks right now. 7:03 remaining. Going to have to spend 2 of those minutes killing off a minor penalty to Marcus Crawford.
See if they call it roughing or cross-checking.
Kansas City number 15, minor penalty for cross-check.
Like you were saying, Sean, that's just a brutal blow. It's also probably the last guy you want to be unavailable for the next 2 minutes. Marcus Crawford, who's been your MVP this season. And the crowd not liking that call in the slightest. And Hudson Wilson looked like gave Owen Lindmark a little shove as well.
I think Owen Wilson saying stay on your feet. That's twice. Takes a little contact and goes down, draws that call to Marcus Crawford. Big, big kill here for the Mavericks. You want to keep this game within 1. They're going to have their work cut out for them here on this penalty kill. Down a defenseman. They're already only playing with 5 in this game, and now Marcus Crawford in the box. That means you're just rotating in and out. You only have 4 defensemen for this penalty kill. All 4 of them are going to have to step up in some capacity to make sure this Marcus Crawford penalty hits the 0 mark.
Tulsa's power play has had a lot of opportunities tonight, and the Mavericks have fought it off every time. Nolan Sullivan with a win on the draw, successfully clearing it all the way down. Sashanik nearly lost his footing behind his own net. He will leave it for Jeremy Biakabatuka. Slides it up to Fitz in front of the Tulsa bench. Biakabatuka to Broussard. Flies it into the opposite corner. Nolan Sullivan wrapped up by Dylan Fitz.
Look at that reverse hit by Nolan Sullivan, facing some contact there with Fitz. Just gives a shoulder straight back into that chest and drops him.
I love the physical edge from Sullivan. Trying to ignite his team any way he can on this PK. Lindmark, near corner, met by Bergen. 4-player scrum evolves into a 6-player scrum. All 4 Mavericks within 6 or 7 feet of each other right now. Dylan Fitz operating behind the net. His pass broken up by Cotton. He's able to clear it past Lautenbach all the way down. The Mavericks have already killed off 1:10 of the penalty to Marcus Crawford. 5:50 to go in the 3rd period. Time just continuing to tick off the clock here. Canal puts it over the line. Randall. He is pinned up right now. McLaughlin steps in to try to help him out. Drew Elliott battling for it for Tulsa. McLaughlin is brought down. He draws a penalty himself. Thomas Farrell gets it out to Jutting. So delayed penalty here against Tulsa is Jutting able to sidestep a huge hit thrown by Goldborn.
Thomas Farrell perfectly with the puck possession here. Hasn't gotten it above the hash marks, but this is what you want to do. Still 10 seconds remaining in the Crawford penalty. You want to see this come to a close before probably just giving them the puck or trying to get a 6-on-5 goal.
And so the Mavericks executing that to perfection. Every minute every second they spent protecting that puck was an extra second they'll get on the power play here as Lowhite is knocked down. Fans wanting a penalty for that as well. So do the Mavericks players, but the Mavericks will get a man advantage. Tripping called against Tulsa.
Perfect puck awareness by Thomas Farrell and the rest of the Mavericks. Jackson Jutting as well with some touches there. Marcus Crawford still at about 20 seconds remaining.
Tulsa number 8, minor play for tripping.
On his penalty. 4:54 remaining. Mavericks headed to the power play. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
It's coyote season now at Teague Tractor in Belton. If you need a machine that lifts, loads, pulls, and digs, wherever you need it, there's a Coyote right for you. See the full pack of Coyote tractors and skid steers at Teague Tractor. Durable, versatile, yet comfortable and convenient. Teague will put you in the Coyote with all the demands and features you require. Teague is a complete Coyote dealer with parts and full service. Pick your tough Coyote today at family-owned Teague Tractor, right off I-49 Belton.
Get ready for a wild adventure at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. Experience the thrill of the animal kingdom like never before. Dive into Sobella Ocean Aquarium and discover the wonders of the deep blue sea. From fun rides to tasty treats, there's excitement around every corner. Create unforgettable memories with your favorite animals and favorite people. Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, where every visit is a new adventure. Plan your visit today.
Welcome back. Let's take a brief glance at our upcoming schedule. The Mavericks will have tomorrow night off, which they desperately need, Sean. They'll have a much-needed Saturday night off, and then they'll head down to Florida to take on the Jacksonville Icemen and the Orlando Solar Bears, after which they'll return home to host the Wichita Thunder on February 20th and 21st. That puck hops on Sashanik's crease right off the draw. He hangs onto it. We'll take another defensive zone face-off with 1 second having ticked off that power play. And it is Andre Bakanov serving a 2-minute minor for tripping. Jackson Jutting to take the draw. He's out there joined by Randall, Souter, Cotton, and Crawford. Mavericks clean win on the face-off. They're given to Crawford now. Marcus Crawford walks the blue line. He drops it to Randall. Across now to Souter. Left circle to Crawford. He shoots. That one pinballed wide. Bounces to Souter, far half wall. Tapped it back to the point. Randall wasn't quite there yet. Mavericks will have to regroup at center. Jackson Jutting put it over the line. Randall left wing side. Off the back wall, it bounces. Loose puck side of the net. They jam away at it. Sashanik with a point-blank save. Rolls up to Crawford. He settles it, shoots. Stopped by Sashanik.
Oh, what an opportunity here for the Mavericks. On the power play, and they get a friendly bounce off the back wall. I don't think Sashanik had realized this had kind of popped to the near side, but thankfully he kept his skate there. Kept that option to just tuck it into the near side post closed. Then it's the net front scramble, and Crawford, this puck doesn't quite settle for him, doesn't get everything on the shot, but still 1:21 remaining on the power play.
That's exactly who you want to get that opportunity there in the slot as well. Crawford strategizing with Jutting prior to this face-off in the offensive zone. 1:21 to go, still plenty of time on this power play to work with. Tato had opting to keep the same 5 guys out there for this offensive zone draw. Jutting will take it. Tulsa wins it, however. McKee just wraps it around the boards, off the glass and out to center. Crawford will play this. Souter over the blue line to Cotton. Dropped back to the right point. Jack Randall works it up high to Crawford. Returned to Randall. Outer hash marks. Crawford over to Jutting. He and Crawford switch. Jutting leaves it. Crawford from the left circle. Tried to give it over to Randall. It bounced off a stick or a skate and out of play. The whistle blows. 51 seconds remaining on the power play for the Mavericks. 3:44 to go in the third period. The Mavericks will swap personnel here. The next power play unit is sent out there. It will consist of Luke Lowhite, Jackson Berezowski, Nolan Sullivan, Casey Carew, and Drake Bergen.
Not what this Mavericks team is used to putting out there for their second power play unit, but Drake Bergen, Nolan Sullivan, the newcomers, looking to play hero late in this third period.
Nolan Sullivan doing an excellent job on the face-off dot with a clean win. Bergen to Carew. Puck's been cleared by the Oilers all the way down. Turnus comes out of his net. Tulsa will get some fresh bodies out there. Lautenbach putting the pressure on Bergen. Bergen's pass finds Carew. He connects with Sullivan. Gains the line. Sends it clockwise around the boards. Held in the zone by Carew. Given down to Lowhite. Up to Bergen, the lone defenseman out there. Now Carew above the right circle. Bergen, deep slot to Lowhite. Left circle with a shot. He scores! It was deflected in by Jackson Berezowski. With just 11 seconds to go on the power play, Berezowski's got his 6th of the season. The Mavericks have tied it late.
What a pop from this crowd. What a pop from the Mavericks bench. An emotional goal here. With just 15 skaters on your bench, you get the late power play. And with the new second unit, Jackson Berezowski is able to tip this one home. And with 3:05 remaining, the Mavericks have come back to tie it.
Brilliant stick positioning by Jackson Berezowski. All he had to do was just angle his stick, open up his body, and just tap it into the gaping 4x6. What a pass that was from Luke Lowhite as well. Snaps a scoreless streak. Cotton centers it. They score! Jackson Jutting! Just seconds after the power play goal. What a rally for the Mavericks. Jutting's given them their first lead of the game.
2 goals in 8 seconds. And it's the overtime hero from last night on the one-timer. Who fires this one home? And this building is ready to erupt. Jackson Jutting gives the Mavericks their first lead of the night with 2:57 remaining in the third period.
Unbelievable. Sean, the Mavericks were trailing 9 seconds ago. They now lead 3-2 in the final 3 minutes. And the tables have completely turned. Somehow the Mavericks found it within themselves with all that banged up roster that they have at the moment to not only tie it but take the lead. Lautenbach shot is gloved and held by Turnus. And the question shifts from when was Turnus going to be pulled to now when is Sashanek going to be pulled.
Unbelievable. The Mavericks to find 2 goals in 8 seconds to take the lead. They've willed themselves into this game. This third period has been stellar. They've been doing everything right. And finally things open up for them. And they make the most of their opportunities late in this game.
Well said, Sean. I don't think it can be explained by anything else other than sheer willpower at this point. The Mavericks with their 12-game home winning streak on the line will go to work in their own zone. Nolan Sullivan to take the draw against Lucas Jurasek. Won by Jurasek. Biaka Batuka fires. Stopped by Turnus. Rebound. Stopped by Turnus with the chest. Loose and whacked off a body. Lowhite will chase after it. He's joined by Brand. Lowhite down the right side. Brand to the goal. Lowhite the shot. Stopped by Sashanik. Puck bounces off the far half wall. Chopped down the boards by McLaughlin. Skate to stick play. Brand with a left circle shot. Trickles on goal. Stopped by Sashanik. 2:15 to go. Tulsa lets this one off a skate. Bounces all the way down into the Maverick zone. And they say icing against Tulsa. And Tyrell Goldborn furious with that call.
Just 2:11 remaining in this third period. The Mavericks, it feels like they just needed one for the longest time in this third period. And immediately after they get the second and flip this game on its head in a span of 10 seconds. Fantastic job by this roster to battle past the adversity that they've dealt with. 15 skaters on that bench, and they've done that for over half of this game.
Just incredible. The 2 goals in 8 seconds. The first scored by Berezowski, the next from Jutting. So the Mavericks have scored 3 unanswered here. It is tapped along to Berezowski, right circle. He will shoot. Stopped by Sashanik. He's able to find that puck in his equipment. Minute 55 to go in the third period. And Tulsa is going to want to get Sashanik off the ice as soon as possible, but Sean, you never want to do that when all the momentum is going the other way. It's just Tulsa's really in a tough situation here.
If this ends with a 3-2 final, you know they're going to have the feeling that they let one slip through their fingers. This Mavericks team is battered, they're bruised, they're shorthanded. And they've done everything they've needed to do to continue to ramp up the pressure and make it very difficult for the Oilers to come away with a point or 2 here tonight.
Sashanik goes to the bench. 6 attackers out there for Tulsa. Legrone, D-to-D for Canal. Fitz, side of the goal. What a pass and what a save by Turnus. Robbing Drew Elliott. Lautenbach, left circle with a shot. Glove save, Turnus. The puck flutters up in the air, lands at the bottom of the circle. It'll be played by Lindmark up to the point. Canal to Legrone. Canal again. Lindmark. One-time pass across the crease. He wanted Elliott, who will kick it up to his stick. Recovers and sets up Canal. Lindmark left circle with a minute to play. He will send it down low to the goal line. And Roman Canal kicks it up to his stick. Played back in behind the net. Lautenbach's got it. He will guide it along to the far corner. Elliott. Lautenbach rolls it now to Lindmark. Along the half wall. Defended by Bergen. Jutting clears this one over a jumping Roman Canal. Played ahead. Randall with an empty net to shoot at. Settles it down. Didn't have the angle. His lane to the net was blocked. Lautenbach will carry behind his own net with half a minute to go. Got to pick up the pace here. He whips it out to Dylan Fitz in front of the KC bench. And here comes Biaka Batuka. Diving clear made by the Mavericks. We get a whistle here. And the faceoff will come out to the neutral zone. 20.3 to go in the third. The Mavericks with a 3-2 lead. They are 20.3 seconds away from winning their 13th straight on home ice. Rob Murray's using his timeout. He's going to drop a play on the Tulsa bench. And the Mavericks just going to have to hunker down and hang in there for 20.3 more seconds. And of all their games that they've played so far this season, this might be the one in which they've shown the most character. This is their 44th game of the campaign. And they have had virtually every disadvantage you could think of and have found a way to pull ahead in the closing minutes.
On that last rush, they were really looking to try that back door. So I think that defense for the Mavericks, if Tulsa wins this and gets it in the zone, have to watch that backside. Turnus came up with some really good saves on that last push that the Oilers had.
That's right. The Mavericks are going to have to lock down that crease. There were a couple of close calls in which the puck was flown right across that blue paint. Logan Turnus really has been cranking up his level of play in the clutch moments, the latter stages of games. The Mavericks with a clean win on the draw. McLaughlin sends it down. No icing. Canal's forced to play this. He sends it up ice. Elliott across to Lautenbach from the red line. Floats it just wide of the net. Crawford sends it out of play. The game's not over yet. 1.1 seconds remain at least. There seems to be some confusion here. This game is not over. 1.1 showing on the clock when that puck exited the zone. And now the officials are conferring to determine whether or not Crawford shot this directly out of play. If he did, it would be a delay of game penalty against the Mavericks. And that is what is being called, it appears. We saw the penalty box open and then they just shut the door, so I'm not sure. It looks like Crawford is being allowed to stay out there. So there was some confusion when that penalty box door opened. And the time has just been reset to 3.2 seconds. Biggest face-off of this game will be between Nolan Sullivan and Lucas Jurasek. No surprise in the slightest for either side. It'll be to Logan Turnus's blocker side. Biakavatuka lining up to take the shot. And Sullivan jumped the gun. Lucas Jurasek will look to get this puck to beat Jeremy Biakavatuka right behind him. Puck drops. Jurasek just tried to hack it at the net. That's going to do it. The Mavericks have won their 13th straight on home ice, going all the way back to December 20th of 2025. They are the first team in the ECHL to reach 70 points. And what an incredible display of heart and grit by this Mavericks team in the closing minutes of this game.
And here we go.
And temper's just boiling over here at the end, and for the Mavericks, you need to be careful. You've earned the 2 points here tonight. The last thing you want to do is lose more players to possible suspensions and injuries. Cade McNelly is completely lost it down there. He is heated. And it looked like one of the linesmen there, Chad, even got wrapped up with one of the Oilers players.
Yeah, I think he was trying to hold back one of the Oilers players, and he just got slung to the ice. McNeely is really out of control.
They've got to get a hold of this fast. Nothing good can come from any more escalation. McNelly's face looked like a cherry tomato. Very frustrated as he is sent down the tunnel. And hopefully that's the last of that.
Looked like he wanted to go after Wilson. That didn't work out so well last time they did that.
So the Mavericks with a borderline miraculous late rally, scoring twice in 8 seconds. Jackson Berezowski and Jackson Jutting each scoring within 8 seconds. Berezowski's goal coming at 16:55 with just 11 seconds remaining on the power play. And then the very next shift in zone entry, David Cotton setting up Jackson Jutting, who's got the most lethal shot on the team. And he put it on full display, just ripping it past an unsuspecting Tomas Sashanik to give the Mavericks their first and only lead of this hockey game, which they would preserve until the very end. 3-2 is the final here at Cable Dahmer Arena. We're going to keep it right here, Mavs country, as we await the 3-star selection brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Fortunately, that post-game scuffle has fizzled out. You really have to understand the frustrations, Chad, from Tulsa's perspective. They've now lost 7 straight games, 3 of which have been in overtime. A lot of close losses over that span. And of course, you can't help but think they felt like this one slipped through their fingers. They had an opportunity to hop on the bus on the road, defeat the top team in the ECHL, and they were just minutes away from doing it, fell just short. So you understand the frustrations from their point of view.
Oh, absolutely. The way they've been losing some of the games and the close ones, and then this one right here, I mean, they were really in control of it. And with the span of 8 seconds, it went from up 1 to down 1. And you know that has to be frustrating for them.
Just a complete turnaround in terms of the feel of this game. 3-star selection being announced right now. And Jack Randall, who opened the scoring for the Mavericks tonight with that beautiful deflection late in the second period to get the Mavericks on the board, is tonight's 3rd star of the game. Jackson Berezowski is tonight's 2nd star. He also had a goal. It was the one that tied things up on the power play with just 11 seconds remaining on the man advantage. And Jackson Jutting, the overtime hero last night, the ECHL rookie leader in scoring and leads the entire league in game-winning goals. He is tonight's 1st star of the game. We'll send it down to Sean right now.
Jackson, overtime hero last night in Tulsa. Game-winning goal here tonight, late in the 3rd. What's it like to come through for your team in such big spots?
Yeah, our team's been resilient all year, and I think the last 2 nights here has just shown that resiliency throughout our whole group. Everyone's ready to go, and we feel confident in any situation. So it's good to get wins the last 2 nights.
That resiliency really being tested, rotating 15 guys on the bench for most of this game. What's it like to go to battle with what was remaining of your guys' roster by this 3rd period?
Yeah, it was just a next man up mentality, and we just, whoever's call it was to get on the ice for a shift, everyone took that responsibility to heart and got it done.
Jackson, 13 home wins in a row. This crowd, they've been rocking for you all year long. What's it like to deliver for these fans?
Yeah, these fans were awesome tonight. The last handful of games, like sold out crowd, it's been awesome. And after our kind of shaky start at home, not winning too many games, being able to win, I think you said 13 in a row now, has been awesome in front of this crowd.
Awesome, Jackson. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. That was Sean Carrier with Jackson Jutting, our Community America Credit Union 1st star of the game. Back-to-back game-winning goals for Jackson Jutting. He leads the entire league in GWGs this season. We're going to take one last pause on the Mavericks Broadcast Network. Your post-game show is next.
Big breath in. Just relax. Big breath in for me. 1, 2, 3. Is your technology out of alignment? Let GFI Digital give it the adjustment it needs, realigning your business with smarter, more efficient solutions. Whether it's the latest in copiers and printers, managed IT, or advanced technology services, GFI Digital has you covered from head to toe. Because at GFI Digital, we make technology simple.
We're proud to be community partners with an awesome organization, Given the Basics. That's why throughout the month of January, we're taking part in the Ultimate Goal Challenge.
The mission of the challenge is to donate one of the 20 essential products to people and families in need.
And with your donation, you will help adults and children feel dignity and confidence every day.
However you choose to donate.